Howdy, friends. It's Steve DePoe with the Rose Realty Team. You ever walk into a house, you're looking to buy, you walk into a house and just some smell just overwhelms you. It could be a cooking smell, could be something else. And you wonder, what the heck is going on? I mean, why are these people not addressing this? Well, one of the problems is you've seen the commercial. What is it? I think is it the Febreze or something like that? You've gone nose blind, right? And so sometimes people don't realize the smells that are going on in their house and how these smells can affect the sale. So this week's real estate vlog from North Texas: bad smells that kill sales. So it's something to consider. So number one, the absolute worst is cigarette smell. Now, the numbers in the United States are showing that the number of people who are smokers are going down. Okay. But at the same time, because of the pandemic and people were kind of locked in their homes, right, and didn't get out much, the amount of cigarette smell in a house is actually now worse than it was, let's say, in 2008 or something like that, right? Because the cigarette smell permeates everything. It permeates furniture or carpets, even drywall, the air conditioning system in the ducts, everything. Okay, so it's really sort of an offending odor that has to be addressed. That could be addressed through steam cleaning, the things I just mentioned, furniture, rugs, drapes. Get your HVAC system ducts cleaned professionally. That's the only way to get it out. There have been instances where people have said, "Hey, yeah, we recognize it. We've got the cigarette smell, and so we're going to take $5,000 off off the price of the house for cleaning." It's going to take a little bit more than $5,000 to get that smell, unfortunately, out of the house. But you're going to have to do it in order to, in order to list your house. There was a house here in Robeson. I bet you it sat for 18 months in a very hot period. And then people just would walk in and walk right out. Okay. So you have to address that. Pet smells. Our dogs and our cats are like part of the family, right? And oftentimes, I'm gonna say, caring for the pets on a regular basis, which means bathing them, and that kind of stuff. The house is going to have a pet smell to it. That's easier to treat than cigarettes, because it doesn't typically get into the draperies. But what'll solve this is like cleaning the carpets, steam cleaning the carpets, and those types of things. Also, Febreze has a pretty good product to mask the odors of pet odors. And you could, you use something like that in order to mask those odors. But since they're your pets and they're your friends and they're part of your family, you've probably grown used to it and don't recognize that those smells exist. You have to adjust those, and you should have a disinterested third party who comes in and helps you out with that. Mold, must, and mildew. Mold, must, and mildew basically emanate from wet areas. Okay, so this would typically come from around your sink, and like for example in your kitchen, and your sink is also attached to your dishwasher, and then your laundry room. Okay, so if you have that kind of musty, mildewy, musty smell, you've probably got a leak someplace, and it's probably just sort of either festering, if it's in the cabinet, for example, from the dishwasher or the sink. It's probably just festering and kind of permeating the cabinetry. And if it's coming from the laundry room, then there's probably a leak in one of the hoses to the washer, and it's just kind of sitting on the tile, okay, and kind of growing there, right? So the first thing to do is to address that smell, address the cause of the smell. So the leak is what I'm saying. And then second is to thoroughly clean the area. Usually something like a bleach or Clorox would get rid of that smell. And then some air fresheners usually help, to kind of get it, you kind of put the final touch on that. And then finally, I hate to say it, but garbage, right? And what I mean by garbage is not that you have it piled up in the corner of your kitchen, but what we do is we ask people when we're listing their house, hey, make sure that, at the end of every day or the beginning of every day, you take the garbage out, okay? Especially the kitchen, okay? Because in the kitchen is where you're cooking and you're cutting your vegetables and your chicken and and you're cooking with garlic and this, that, and the other thing, okay? And you just throwing it in the trash can, and that's fine and that's great. But somebody may come into that, you may have a showing at like 9 o'clock the next morning. And so probably what you want to do, even though it's sort of a waste of bags, right? You may want to take that trash out and throw it in the garbage can in the garage. Or you can actually also just take the trash container and take that and put that in the garage, and bring it back in when the showings or the open house or something is done. But you don't want it sitting in the trash can, under the sink, in the kitchen, because that'll just start to kind of ruminate there a little bit, and people will recognize that, we'll get that kind of trashy smell, and we want to try to eliminate that. Some interesting smelly facts for selling your home. Next week, we're going to talk about relationship problems with couples who are either buying or selling, or building a home. So all y'all are out there who are just at each other's throats. We got some pointers for you to kind of get over that hurdle. This is Steve. I'm with the Rose Realty team. I'm gone.